Hey everybody, and welcome to Epic Oops. You know that show where we celebrate those hilarious moments in life where things go just a little bit sideways and unexpected. We've all been there, right? That's what makes these stories so great and relatable. Today we're diving headfirst into 5 epic oops that are guaranteed to make you laugh, cringe, and maybe even feel a little bit better about your own clumsy moments. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and get ready for some serious laughs and fun. Okay, picture this. It's day 1 back at the gym after a long break. You know, the kind where your most strenuous activity was lifting that extra large pizza to your mouth. We've all been there. So our hero, let's call him Mark. He's feeling good. He's got his new workout gear, his motivational playlist blasting. Maybe he even sprung for the fancy electrolyte water. He's ready to conquer this treadmill. Now Mark, he's also trying to be efficient with his time, you know, multitasking king. So he's on the treadmill getting his cardio on, and at the same time he's catching up on those unread emails. Big mistake, because as Mark's reading some very important work email about, say, spreadsheet deadlines or whatever, he completely misses the fact that the treadmill speed is creeping up. And suddenly Mark's not just walking, he's practically sprinting for his life. Well, wouldn't you know it, Mark trips. He trips hard. One minute he's Mr. Corporate Fitness Guru, the next he's doing an unplanned somersault off the back of the treadmill. Let's just say, Mark learned a valuable lesson that day about multitasking, treadmills, and maybe investing in some good running shoes. Don't worry, we're pretty sure he's okay. Mostly. Alright, next up we're diving into the treacherous waters of the group text. You know how it goes, you're hanging out in the digital world with your besties, firing off jokes, sharing memes, and just having a blast. It's all fun and games until, boom! The accidental reply all strikes and chaos ensues. Our fearless texter this time, let's call her Sarah. She's in a group chat with her work buddies, right? They're planning a surprise party for their boss, super secretive stuff. Everyone's excited and trying to keep it under wraps. But here's the thing, Sarah's also in another group chat, this one with her college friends, and things are getting a little, shall we say, lively in that chat. The conversation is buzzing with energy. Let's just say Sarah's friends aren't afraid to use a few choice words if you catch my drift. The language is colorful to say the least. So Sarah's got both chats open and she's typing away, laughing at a particularly hilarious story about a rogue piñata when suddenly she hits send, but not to the chat she intended. And that, my friends, is when Sarah realizes she just sent that very colorful story, the one that would make a sailor blush, to her work group chat. The chat that includes her boss. Talk about awkward. The room goes silent as everyone reads the message. The silence after that, you could hear a pin drop. No one knows what to say or how to react. Let's just say Sarah might want to brush up on her resume. It's always good to be prepared for the worst. Or maybe invest in a new phone. Sometimes a fresh start is just what you need after a blunder like that. Chapter 3. First date spaghetti disaster. Okay, we've all been there, right? First dates. Equal parts exciting and terrifying. The butterflies in your stomach, the anticipation, the hope that everything goes perfectly. But nothing spells disaster quite like a plate of spaghetti on a first date. It's like a ticking time bomb of potential embarrassment. Our hopeless romantic in this story, we'll call him Dave. He's at this fancy Italian restaurant with a date who, let's be honest, is way out of his league. He's trying to keep his cool, but you can see the nerves. She's sophisticated, she's charming, and Dave's trying really hard not to spill his guts, both literally and figuratively. He's hanging on her every word, trying to make a good impression. They're chatting, getting to know each other, and Dave's feeling pretty good. He's starting to think that maybe, just maybe, this date is going well, maybe a little too good. Confidence is great, but overconfidence can be a recipe for disaster. Because when the waiter brings out their plates of spaghetti carbonara, Dave gets a little overzealous. The aroma of the delicious pasta fills the air and Dave's excitement is palpable. He's twirling his fork trying to impress his date with his pasta eating skills when suddenly, slurp. He's trying to be smooth, but the spaghetti has other plans. The entire strand of spaghetti, coated in creamy cheesy sauce, decides to take a detour. It's like a slow-motion scene from a movie, but not the romantic kind. And where does it land? You guessed it, right on his date's pristine white blouse. The horror on her face is unmistakable. Talk about a mood killer. Poor Dave, he's mortified. His face turns red and he's at a loss for words. He's apologizing profusely, reaching for napkins, but the damage is done. The pristine white blouse is now a canvas of creamy sauce. His date is trying to laugh it off, but you can see the horror in her eyes. She's being a good sport, but it's clear this is not how she envisioned the evening. Let's just say, Dave might want to stick to pizza on the next first date. It's a lot less risky and much easier to handle. Or maybe just order takeout. Sometimes the best dates are the simplest ones without the pressure of fancy restaurants and tricky dishes. Chapter 4. DIY Fail. Alright, this one's for all you DIY enthusiasts out there. You know who you are, always tackling those home improvement projects with gusto. But sometimes those Pinterest-worthy dreams turn into, well, let's just call them learning experiences. Our DIY diva this time, let's call her Brenda. She's decided to spruce up her bathroom with some trendy peel-and-stick wallpaper. Sounds easy enough, right? Wrong. Brenda's got her supplies, she's watched about 1 million YouTube tutorials, she's feeling confident. But what Brenda didn't realize is that peel-and-stick wallpaper is a fickle beast. It's all fun and games until you get a little air bubble, and then another, and another. Pretty soon Brenda's bathroom wall looks less like a chic spa and more like a bubble wrap factory exploded. But Brenda, bless her heart, she's determined. She's pushing, she's prodding, she's using every tool in her arsenal to tame those bubbles. And then, rip, the wallpaper tears, right down the middle. Let's just say, Brenda might want to stick to painting, or maybe just hire a professional. Chapter 5. Job interview, coffee spill. And last but not least, we're wrapping things up with the mother of all awkward situations, the job interview gone wrong. It's the kind of scenario that haunts job seekers' nightmares. You're all dressed up, resume in hand, ready to impress. You've rehearsed your elevator pitch 100 times. But then, disaster strikes. Our job-seeking superstar in this story, let's call him Ethan. He's been prepping for this interview for weeks. He's been dreaming about this opportunity, visualizing his success. He's researched the company, practiced his answers in the mirror, even picked out a new tie. He's feeling good, confident, and ready to conquer the world. He walks into the interview room, cool as a cucumber, shakes the interviewer's hand and takes a seat. So far, so good. The atmosphere is professional yet welcoming. But then the interviewer offers Ethan a cup of coffee. A simple gesture, but one that will soon lead to chaos. Now Ethan's a coffee addict. We're talking 4 shots of espresso kind of guy, so he naturally accepts. Big mistake. He's thinking, this will help me stay sharp. Because as Ethan reaches for his cup, his hand brushes against the table and sends the entire mug of coffee flying. It's like watching a slow-motion disaster unfold. And not just a little spill, mind you, we're talking a tidal wave of steaming hot caffeine. It's a scene straight out of a comedy movie. And where does it land? You guessed it, all over the interviewer's important-looking papers. Resumes, reports, everything, soaked. Ethan's mortified. The documents are drenched, ink running everywhere. It's a mess of epic proportions. He's apologizing profusely, scrambling for napkins, but the damage is done. The more he tries to clean up, the worse it seems to get. The interviewer is trying to be polite, but you can see the disappointment in their eyes. It's a look that says, this is not going well. Let's just say, Ethan might want to brush up on his interview etiquette, and perhaps next time he'll think twice before accepting that cup of coffee, and maybe invest in a travel mug. It could save him from another caffeine catastrophe. Outro, that's all folks, and that's a wrap on our epic Oops countdown. I hope you enjoyed those hilarious fails as much as I did. Remember, life's too short to take ourselves too seriously. So the next time you find yourself in an oops moment, just take a deep breath, laugh it off, and remember, you're not alone. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more laughs, and be sure to share your own funny fail stories in the comments below. We love hearing from you guys. Until next time, stay safe, stay silly, and remember, embrace the oops.